Hey everyone, welcome to It Tastes Different Gaming Appetizers. What are we talking about tonight? Well, Ubisoft, they're back at it. They have a revolutionary idea. They know how to expand and evolve single-player titles into the future. They have done it. They have solved the puzzle. They have figured it out. Assassin's Creed Japan will feature live service elements through a battle pass. Assassin's Creed Red, we assume that's going to be revealed here soon. Second quarter of 2024 is what people are expecting. Through leaks and rumors, various details of the game have already come out, including information about Ubisoft's investment in the game. A new report from Insider Gaming outlines further details about the project, elaborating on its connection to Assassin's Creed Infinity, which we heard about Assassin's Creed Infinity a long while back. I forgot that thing was a thing, but it's still a thing. With the latter serving as a live service hub. So Assassin's Creed Infinity will kind of be like the Call of Duty hub that they have now. If you've played Call of Duty, when you launch it, it has like all the games on the sidebar, and then it's like a whole hub for it. I think even Battlefield has that, right? With all their Battlefield games, it has like that little hub that you log into, and then you can select which Battlefield game you want to play. This will basically be that same concept for Assassin's Creed. Like I said, they'll have that live service hub, which will offer elements like a battle pass for Assassin's Creed Red. Now, Assassin's Creed Red is a single player game. So most single player offline type games usually don't come with battle passes. But, like I said, Ubisoft's figured it out. Leaker Tom Henderson has details regarding Ubisoft's next Assassin's Creed game, the Assassin's Creed Red. In the new report, he states that Assassin's Creed Infinity will launch alongside Assassin's Creed Red. The former was previously described as a hub for Ubisoft series, adding elements of live service to the IP, like I was talking about. With the latter as a primary single-player game, it will be complemented by the Exchange, an item shop containing cosmetic purchases for the game's two protagonists. The item shop will be updated with new cosmetic items constantly. Meanwhile, projects will serve as Ubisoft's take on the battle pass for this entry, offering smaller stories with cosmetic rewards for completion. Ubisoft is reportedly targeting a launch of new games in the IP every 2 years, with Assassin's Creed Infinity positioned at the center of these titles. So if that ends up being the case, Assassin's Creed Red will be supported with new content for 2 years. And then out will come the new Assassin's Creed, and so on and so forth. So basically, fans have been wanting a Japanese take on Assassin's Creed for a long time. So that's cool. But I think fans do not want a live service battle pass to accompany their single player games. So that's not cool. But we'll go around and see what everybody thinks about this. Shane, what do you think of Assassin's Creed getting the battle pass treatment?
Pat, will you allow me one profanity?
Only if you allow me 12.
You got it. Ubisoft can go fuck themselves. This is ridiculous. This is stupid. I am beyond sick and tired of live service being shoved into every damn game anymore. If you cannot make a game that is good, that is compelling, and makes me want to buy it, that's your goddamn fault. I don't like, sorry, Pat, that was 2. I owe you one, so you can get a 13th. Gamers are tired of it. There are certain games, and very few and far between, that I feel that a live service aspect is fine. Very few and far between. Helldivers 2. I think, I'm not a big live service guy, but I think they're on the cusp of being okay with it because they didn't have an exorbitant price on the front end followed by a bunch of backwater bull crap on the back end. Every other game, though, that does this, it's a failure. It's a joke. It's disgusting. The developers are ripping us off left and right. And live services is loot box on roids. It's stupid. Please stop buying that junk. Force the developers to make good games, not a cosmetic overload. Plain and simple. Assassin's Creed hasn't been good for a long time. It hasn't been great for a long time. They've had some good games though. I believe Odyssey, Pat, you really enjoyed. I thought was fine. I've kind of been out of the loop since probably 2, and I did enjoy Black Flag a bit. I'm really excited for an Assassin's Creed Japan. I think the idea of it's really cool. What I see in my head as an Assassin's Creed Japan. I don't see an Assassin's Creed in Japan with a live service. I don't see it. I don't want it. Live service is just destroying my love for video games because it is going into everything and it is ruining everything. It bewilders me how people pay for all these extra things. I know I'm an older generation. When I bought games as a new gamer, those games were done. They were complete. They weren't broken. And if they were broken, you could take it back to Babbage's or Target or Walmart or wherever. You can't do that anymore. You just can't. You cannot buy a game that's complete anymore. You can't buy a game that's good anymore because they're just filled with so much excess dog crap, like live service. It's okay for me to support your game for a few years if you feel that you have it as in the form of DLCs that's not already in the game and then you just tack it on later. You know who I'm talking about, Ubisoft. That I understand, and that's okay. Grand Theft Auto has DLC after DLC after DLC, most of which I believe is free. I can't remember, but it's all geared towards the online stuff. And they've kept a player base, and that's fine. I mean, I just don't understand how a game like this, that's single player, that's supposed to be story driven narrative game, can support a live service. If you want to just sell some extra costumes, that's fine, but take the live service aspect out of it. Take the whole game Ubisoft hub thing out of it and shove that up a butt. I don't want anything like that. I want to be able to go in, hit start, play my game, get out. Done. Get me my $50 worth, because if they try to charge more than that, I think I tell them to shove it up their butt. Because if they want to charge if they want live service, they shouldn't be allowed to charge a full price fee for a game. My opinion. I'm kind of ranting and pissy here, so thanks. Put me in a bad mood. What about you, Pat? Let's hear those dirty words.
And fuck no and fuck off is what I will say to them. Is what I would say. Ubisoft has lost their fucking mind. Is basically what's going on. They're hemorrhaging money, and they've got to stick a thumb in the hole so they can stop hemorrhaging money. And all they're doing is causing players to go, "What the hell's wrong with you?" Battle Pass and item shop for a single player game. Who in their right mind is going to waste money on that crap? And I hope it blows up in their face, just like their whole, why am I drawing a blank on their whole NFT thing that they had going on, that they were like, you're going to take your armor into every game that exists out there and do this. And then, it blew up in their face and they end up losing their ass on it. Ubisoft, the Ubisoft Quartz thing, that's what I'm trying to think of. They lost their ass on that. Nobody wanted that crap. And this is the same thing. Who's going to buy? Like I can understand DLCs. Like, I hate DLCs. I just put it all in the game and sell me a complete game. But if your goal is that you want to enhance your single player game by putting out new story content a year down the road, or 6 or 8 months that you are working on and developing, like Shane said, not something that's already coded in the game. You're just unlocking it, because a lot of very crappy developers do this. The DLC already exists in the game. They're just going to lock it behind a paywall. Cool. More power to you. And if people are compelled to play a game like Valhalla, was probably like the king of all this. Like, there was so many add-ons and DLCs for Valhalla. I didn't play a single one. I didn't even beat the story for Valhalla because I found the gameplay very repetitive and very boring. I feel that Odyssey was their last great version, and it was awesome. I played the crap out of it. But I'm so sick of this milking, nickel and diming crap. I don't know what would compel anybody to buy something in an item shop for a single player game, especially a game that's going to be $70 damn dollars. I guarantee it's $70. You want me to buy your skin for $10, $20? You could just take a leap off that cliff, because I don't give a shit. I'm not buying it. And it probably will entice me not to buy your damn game if you're going to try to just pull that bullshit on me. I don't know. It sickens me to hear stuff like this. Games are $70, and next thing you know, they're going to be $90 in an item shop. And I don't understand how you get a battle pass for a single player freaking game. Like, I beat the game. How am I going to earn additional points in the battle pass system? Are they just going to say, launch an Ubisoft game this month to get some points in the battle pass? It just makes absolutely no sense. There's no continuous content. Like I don't know how you can make a single player game a continuous endeavor. There's nothing that's going to, I don't know. There are people out there that buy a game and they immerse themselves in the game for months on end, if not a year. You know, there are people out there, but I think those people are in the minority of gamers. Like, a lot of us will go put time into a game, beat it, do whatever we want, maybe do another playthrough if it's got different endings, and then we'll move on. I don't think I need to play a continuous single player game that just goes on for infinity without a completion. Like, and then one day the studio, because what ends up happening is it'll be the next television show drama where people get invested in a show and the studio's like, I didn't make enough money, we're just going to kill it. And you'll be like, where's the ending of this game? And it's just going to die. Like, oh, sorry, we didn't have enough people to continue on to write the ending. And I'm like, that's bullshit. And that's what's going to happen to video games if they keep up with this kind of BS. Ubisoft is turning into EA Junior here, but they're about to surpass EA with the stupidity in this. A battle pass and an item shop for a single player game is just insane. And I hope it goes to the way of Quartz. Stuck sideways up their rectum. That's where it belongs. Nick,
yeah,
what do you think? Because this is just riling everybody up. I hate this to no end. It's the dumbest idea since I don't know what, since Ubisoft's inception.
Right. I mean, they're going the route of, you know, because they have the Assassin's Creed Infinity, which is the same thing, like I was saying, as the Call of Duty hub and the Battlefield hub. And if you've played those games, you know the hubs suck. Like, the hubs are just big advertisements to buy their other games and to buy their battle passes.
Those are multiplayer games.
They are. But I mean, like, the whole hub system, I hate that. I don't like to. It's like launching a launcher to launch the game, right?
And we already have that, right? Ubisoft Connect is like once
Right.
a launch and has to launch every time you launch a damn game.
Yes, even if you buy the game through Steam, it'll still launch Ubisoft Connect. But yeah, I mean, and they're expecting to bring in Assassin's Creed every 2 years. They're basically going to go similar to the route of Call of Duty. Like, the problem is with, you know, especially like Call of Duty, right? I mean, the last one and the you know, they've really have gone downhill since what they used to be in the past as far as the Call of Duty games, right? They're still popular. They're still played like none other. I guess that's the only thing that matters. Maybe Assassin's Creed is the same thing, right? But yeah, every 2 years, a new Assassin's Creed. I'm a Assassin's Creed out. I really want the Japan one. I think that sounds cool, but I mean, like, I hate the fact that they're doing stuff like this. And I mean, Ubisoft just tries to find anything and everything to make a buck anywhere. Like, they'll do the scummiest stuff just to make $1. Like, It's the most hard up company I've ever seen. Right?
And comparing that to EA is pretty rough.
It is. I mean, EA just, they just screw everything up and cancel everything, right? But Ubisoft, they'll give it to you, but then they'll like also give it to you. You know what I'm saying? At the same time, they'll they nickel and dime the crap out of everything and everyone, and especially with their franchises and stuff. They just try to get the most out of not the game or anything like that, but just the consumer. They try to take every aspect of the consumer's dollar out of their pocket by nickel and diming them with stupid content and stupid ideas that really, for Ubisoft, it ends up backfiring for them over and over again. I don't understand Ubisoft's, like, every time they do something new, it seems to backfire in their face, yet they continue to do it. It's like, I don't know what leadership they have over there, but like, trade them out for somebody else because they ain't helping you out, really. I mean,
it's a weird concept because they keep talking about this as like the Animus meta story, right? And I'm like, I don't give two shits, to be honest with you. I like the Assassin's Creed for the gameplay, and I'll be honest with you, the whole outside the Animus stuff was the dumbest part of the game for me. I'm like, I don't give a shit. I like the game for the what you played as Ezio or Indio or all these other people in the game. I liked that world, and I gave a crap. I couldn't give a crap when it pulled me out into the Animus and made me do this whole awkward walking. I'm like, how could a game that is a parkour game have such great movement mechanics when you're in the game, and when you pull out to the Animus has the worst walking through molasses concept out there? It was like, and I'm like, please get me back in. I hate this. And I'm like, at that point, I'm like, your story immersion crap has killed me because I don't want to learn about it. I just want to get back into the Animus as quick as possible. Put me back into the soup. I am done. I don't want to be out of it. And a lot of people aren't that way, or they are that way. I don't give a crap about the Animus story, but that's what this whole Infinity thing is supposed to be about, the meta story of the Animus and all of the stuff that happens outside of what happens inside the Animus. And I'm like, cool. Can I opt out? Because I don't care. That's where I'm at. I don't care at this point.
And they killed off Desmond too, which, I mean, I didn't care about the outside story part, but Desmond was kind of a cool character. And then they killed off Desmond, and it was like, okay, well, he was the whole point. Like, that was the whole start of him and the Animus and everything like that. And now you just killed off that character to be like, oh, now it's just all about the Animus and like these rogue people that use it in the, backwoods somewhere. They have a pod that they hook a guy up into. And I'm just like, you lost me, Ubisoft. You had me, because I thought eventually the story would go where Desmond would become an assassin, and it would be modern day, and you'd be going after the corporation, right? But no, they decided to kill him off, and then it's like, okay, now you've just lost me on the whole Animus thing, and you might as well just drop that whole story arc.
They killed Desmond, but he still lives on in the lawnmower man type freaking Izu computer crap,
right?
So
his
they lawnmower manned him. They lawnmower manned him in that thing.
It really breaks my heart. Me and Nick have said this 1,000 times. It used to be, if you saw Ubisoft on the box, you're going to have some fun. And now if you see Ubisoft on the box, it's like, where am I supposed to swipe the goddamn card? It's ridiculous. And you did bring up, who's running this place? Who is destroying not only a legacy of quality games, of amazing games, early, the 90s, early 2000s, even, 2010 era, they were the bomb. I mean, they were so good. Yes, I said the bomb. I'm that old. They were so good. They were so fun. You saw the title Ubisoft, you saw Tom Clancy, you were going to have fun. I mean, some of the first games me and Nick ever played together were Rainbow Six. You just don't get those games no more. You don't get the fun, quality, story-driven Ubisoft games anymore. And it's a goddamn shame. Now they give you this half-baked world of a billion items that's so vast you get tired of looking at the map. When they tout how big their map is compared to the previous map in their games, it makes me want to vomit and then mail it to them in their Uplay store. It's terrible. It really is terrible. Live service is the death of fun in video games, plain and simple. That's just my feeling on it. I know it's, just my generation is a little different. Kids nowadays, they don't care. They will pay for a skin or a gun to get them an advantage. It's just ridiculous.
Live
single player game should not have any live service abilities.
A live service
options.
game has a place, right? It's the free games. That's where I see live services spending their, free or heavily
if it is
discounted
free,
games.
that is a completely different
right
thing. Yeah.
If I can play Fortnite's a perfect example. It's free to get into, but you can buy skins, you can do all this other stuff. Live service in that aspect works. I think that we are, I hope, and I do think that we are entering the post live service game era. Too many of these companies are pumping them out and they're dying as quick as they're coming up. And companies have just been spending the last 4 or 5 years developing them, pumping them out, but the gamers are tired of them. And gamers don't have enough time if they play more than one game to pump into something. I mean, you have so many live service games out there that how can you justify spending $10 on this service, $10 on on this season, I should say. You bought the game. How can you justify $10 on this season, $10 on that season, $20 on this season, another $10 on that season, before you realize you're playing 10 live service games and you spend $100 on season passes? And it's like it's a very broad market. There's a lot of players in the live service market with very few doing it successfully, and only I can only think of very few that are full charge games that are doing this well and making money at it. And I feel one of them, Destiny 2, is going to die eventually. They're about finished with their story for Destiny 2. And what does that hold for the future for them? Are they going to reinvent themselves? But they're one of those companies that have been getting away from creating a full price game with DLCs and season passes that's still existing, but it is a multiplayer looter shooter game that has entrenched themselves in this model. Like Call of Duty and stuff like that, that's a full price game, but some of their other items, like the Warzone was free, right? I was pretty sure Warzone, some of them are free. Those games are free. And it's like, okay, cool, whatever. That's a free offering that you got. And it somewhat justifies the item shop, but the item shop is just proliferated through everything that's in that launcher. So I think the live service belongs in the freeware market, or the $10, $20 market games. If I'm buying a game for $20 and you have an item shop, I'm not going to complain too much. I still don't like it and I still don't participate in it. But those are the games that I most likely will give money to if I play for extended. Like we play Helldivers 2. $30 game, I think is what it was. Or was it 40? Yep. I can't remember. It was 29.
It was
39.
I think we got it on sale like 26 something. If you
so it's $29
at a certain time.
Yeah, so $29. And so it's like, okay, they have a season pass, if you will, that has additional place. But additional place where you could spend the medals. You don't get medals. It's just additional place to spend medals for more armor, backgrounds. You can get some super credits out of it. So it has $10 worth of super credits. I'm okay with that. If we play a long-term game like that, they just keep pumping out content, and I spent $30 on the game and I'm still playing it 6 months from now, I'm like, my battle pass. Or, it's not really a battle pass. It just unlocks the premium tier to spend your medals on, if you will. So it's kind of a crossover. It's not a true battle pass that you're not unlocking stuff just by playing the game, but you are unlocking a free tier of items. And if you want to unlock the premium tier, you got to buy the super credits and spend the $10 of super credits to unlock the premium tier to spend those medals on. So it's kind of a mixed hybrid weird thing, but I'm okay with that game. I've been conditioned to be okay with that. When I was younger, I wasn't okay with that. I'm like, you can't charge me and expect me to purchase items from your item mall. But I'm conditioned as a gamer now to go along with that. What I don't want to be conditioned is to spend money in a single player game for crap costumes and crap that don't matter. You know, I don't get that whole concept. Like, I'm not going to buy armor for my horse or armor for my character, armor skins in a single player game. It makes absolutely no common sense whatsoever. It's just a way to bleed that gamer dry of every more money. $70 for our game, $100 worth of more cosmetic items if you want. It's just ridiculously stupid, and people don't buy into this crap. Let Assassin's Creed Infinity go down in flames. Let that market go down in flames. Don't buy a damn thing from them. I sure as hell am not. I'm not spending $70 and then giving them $1 more for this cosmetic crap. I'm not even sure I'm going to play. I really want to play Assassin's Creed Red because Ghost of Tsushima has just like amazing. And I'm like, if they can capture that same concept, which I know in Ubisoft, they're going to fail miserably at it. I want to play it, but at the same time, if you're going to do something like that, I don't want to play. I don't want to eat what you're trying to feed me. It feels like the death thralls of a dying company. How much money can we rip out of people's hands, and they'll just try anything to try to make up the past glory days, because Ubisoft is past their prime. They are, what do we call, in software development, there's a term for them. They're like, there's like a early development, a non-mature product, a mature product, and a dying product. I can't remember the term used for it, but they're a dying product. They're a dying developer, in my opinion. They're not publishing anything worth a damn. They're living on old laurels and old past glory days. They're Al Bundy posing for his Heisman Trophy, knowing they're done. I am so sick and tired of hearing about it. 4
touchdowns in a single game.
In 1979, I got, and that's what's going to be Ubisoft. They're going to be, you know who remembers? Pepperidge Farm remembers. And they're going to be the next one. You remember who remembers that? Ubisoft remembers when they're defunct and gone, because all they're trying to do is milk their player base. And I hope the player base can see that it's just a cash grab from them and stop rewarding companies for shitty tactics.
Yep. Yeah. That really is the one thing that gamers do control, is the ability to stop these things by not paying for these things. So we've got to stop. Now, Pat brought up a good point with Helldivers. The price point of the game is fine. The reason I don't crawl up Pat's ass for giving them extra money because we paid for a game is because the price of the game, the quality of the game, the content of the game at release. So I'm okay with, Pat spending the $10. I think I might do it as well, because it's, there's some interesting stuff there. And from the roadmap we've seen of Helldivers, it's going to be okay. It'll be worth that money. Now, if they'd charged me $70, it'd be Hell No Divers, plain and simple. I would be running around with my starter pistol going, pew, it won't die. But, it is what it is. So yeah, as we've said a million times, as a lot of gamers have said, vote with your wallet. We've got to get the other gamers to, on board with this. So I call it now. So the next presidential race, we're going to vote me. And my slogan is no more live service.
Down with live service. All right. You guys got anything else you want to add to this?
No more live service.
Right.
Did I say that already?
Yeah. I think we all agree. No more live service. So we'll have to see, this doesn't surprise me. So coming from Ubisoft, but yeah, it's pretty sad. But anyway, let us know down in the comments below. What do you think of single player games coming with battle passes and, these live service content to a single player type game, and Assassin's Creed Infinity with coming along with Assassin's Creed Red, which Infinity is going to be like the central hub where they can sell all their crap. And, an Assassin's Creed is going to come out every 2 years, supposedly. So, are you looking forward to that? Let us know down in the comments below. But other than that, thanks for watching, everybody. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you subscribe if you're not already. Help us out. Do us a favor. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notifications to stay up to date with new videos that we do all the time. And we'll see you next time.
See ya.